So, if you've got solar panels, I bet you've done this. You look up at your roof, see that layer of dust and grime, and you wonder, is it actually worth it to clean those things? Is it going to make any real difference to my power bill, or am I just wasting a Saturday? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out.
It seems like such a simple question, right? But the answer is, well, it's a little complicated. On one side, you've got the promise of more power, which is great. But on the other, you've got some very real risks and a whole lot of effort. So let's cut through the noise and get to the bottom of it with some actual data.
All right, here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start with the basic question everyone's asking. Then we'll dive into the science of how dirt actually robs you of power. We'll walk through a real world test, cover a safety warning you absolutely cannot skip, and then we'll give you the final verdict based on what the numbers say.
So first up, the big question. Look, everyone seems to have an opinion on this, don't they? Your neighbor might swear by it, while someone online says a good rainstorm is all you need. We're going to move past all that and focus on what the numbers actually tell us. Okay, so the theory behind it is pretty straightforward. Solar panels make electricity from sunlight. It's that simple. So it just makes sense that anything physically blocking that sunlight, whether it's a thin film of dust, a layer of yellow pollen, or, a well-placed bird dropping, is going to mean less light hits the cells. And less light should mean less power. Makes sense, right?
So let's get a little more technical for a second. Let's look at the actual physics of how this happens, because it can have a much bigger impact than you might think. This whole effect actually has an official name in the industry. It's called soiling loss. It's basically just a fancy term for the drop in power you can measure as dirt and grime build up on your panels. And it's a really key metric for figuring out how well a solar array is performing. Now, you might be thinking, okay, a little bit of dirt just shaves a small percentage off the top. No big deal. But, and this is a really big but, the real story, the thing that can turn a small problem into a big one, is all about the wiring. How your panels are connected can completely magnify the effect of just one dirty spot. And this gets right to the heart of it. It's called the weakest link rule. See, most home solar systems wire their panels together in a series, which they call a string, kind of like old Christmas lights. And that formula there shows you exactly what happens. The electrical current for the entire string of panels is dragged down to the level of the single worst performing panel. It's exactly like putting a kink in a garden hose. That one little blockage slows down the flow for the entire system. It's a huge deal. Okay, so that's all the theory, but how does it actually play out in the real world on your roof? Well, let's walk through a simple test you can do to get actual hard data from your very own system. It's really just 3 basic steps. First, you need a baseline. So while the panels are dirty, check your system's monitoring app, or use a multimeter to get a reading. Second, you have to clean them safely. And this is super important. Just use regular water and a soft brush. Never, ever use a high-pressure washer. You can actually damage the cells. Finally, once they're totally dry, take another measurement. The difference between those two numbers, that's your gain. But, and I can't say this strongly enough, before you even think about grabbing that hose and ladder, we have to stop. We have to hit pause. This is, without a doubt, the most important part of this entire explainer. We have to talk about safety. I'm not trying to be dramatic here. There are serious risks. You're dealing with electricity, water, and heights. The biggest dangers are, of course, falling from a ladder or the roof and electrical shock. But you can also cause permanent damage to your very expensive panels by scratching them or forcing water into the electrical connections. And to really illustrate the electrical danger, just look at this number. A single panel might only put out around 30 volts. But remember how they're wired in a string? That voltage adds up. A typical home system can easily push over 300 volts of DC power. That is incredibly dangerous, and it is the absolute last thing you want to be splashing water around. So let's be perfectly 100% clear. Your personal safety is worth infinitely more than a small boost in power output. If you have any doubt, any hesitation at all about getting on your roof or working around this kind of voltage, the right answer is always, always to call a qualified professional. Okay, with that critical safety warning front and center, let's get back to the results. After you do the test, what does the data really say? What's the payoff for all that effort? So the results are pretty conclusive. Yes, cleaning works. A dirty panel has a measurably lower electrical current because of that soiling. After you clean it, that current jumps back up. Now, your system's inverter has a smart controller that tries to squeeze as much power as it can out of a dirty panel, but it's not magic. A clean panel simply gives that controller more power to work with, leading to a higher overall output. But, and this is the key, how much of a gain you'll see really depends on where you live. If you're in a dry, dusty area with very little rain, that buildup can be severe, and cleaning can give you a really significant power boost. On the other hand, if you live somewhere that gets regular rain, well, nature is already taking care of most of the cleaning for you, and the extra gain you'll get from doing it yourself will be much, much smaller.
And that right there brings us to our main takeaway. Cleaning your solar panels does, in fact, provide a measurable increase in power. But whether the effort and the risk is actually worth that gain depends almost entirely on your local climate and just how dirty your panels get between rainstorms. So, ultimately, this whole question comes back to you. Now that you understand the science, the potential gains, and the very serious safety risks, you can make an informed choice for your own home. Is that small boost in efficiency worth getting up on the roof for? Or is this the perfect job to just call in a professional? The right answer really depends on your system, your environment, and most importantly, your own comfort level.